So, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, 2025.
Yeah. So, what do you have planned for the year?
Oh, so many. I'm gonna go to all the conventions. Toronto is gonna get like me all up in it, and
Nice.
probably gonna do some more horror-based costumes and.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah, I know you would.
Yeah, I do like that.
Finally, some more costumes I can borrow from Sky that I want to wear.
Well, what do you think of the idea that I proposed to you?
Do they know? Do they know? Because I know, and I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm impressed that you came up with it all on your own, and I can't wait to be a part of it. So,
Well, for these costume builds, you're the best person for it.
oh, thank you.
No problem. No, seriously, you are, man. You are. Let's put it to you this way: if you're gonna find out, I'm gonna be very clandestine about this, because it's only gonna be between me and the other guy that you don't see playing video games, and the cat, which is just doing cat things.
What are you eating, you idiot?
There he is. He's yelling at his cat.
I don't know what you're eating, but I know
But
some food.
it's something out of the Batman universe. We'll leave it at that. So you're just gonna wait until we get it completely done.
Zombie Batman.
Again, like I said, I like to keep it clandestine right, for the time being. As far as this year goes, I've started going back to the gym for the first time in a while.
Oh,
It's going to be a bit of a slow go as far as getting back to that routine, just because it's been quite a while since stuff happened.
It's gonna hurt. Your first couple of days are gonna suck, and then the next couple of days are gonna suck, and then
My goal this week was to go one day, and I accomplished it. Next week, go for two.
hey, it's good to have goals.
Yeah. Outside of that, try more cigars. Speaking of which, because because my subscriber count here is low and it's not going to get monetized, it's not really the end of the world.
A lot of you are watching without subscribing or liking.
Yeah.
We see you.
As you know, if you are into cigars, it's hard to do that on TikTok because you're just going to get flagged to oblivion, which really
Damn the man. Damn the man.
which really sucks. I understand terms of service. I get it. It's never pretty for anyone. The same thing's already on YouTube, which has happened for at least a year or two, to my knowledge. And I'm thinking, okay, this is not going to work out too well, but I'll still make a video. Am I losing sleep over it? Not in the least.
I wouldn't.
So at this moment, I will probably explore other platforms just dedicated for cigars. It's just, I know I don't want to do Rumble, because
Rumble bad.
that is just a hot mess of steaming garbage. And I don't have to say much. We'll just leave it at that, because it's better to leave it at that. Outside of that, I have some plans for Shock Stock.
Ooh, fun.
I just have to get the bookings all settled with Jake.
Yep.
I know that one of the guests coming there was also in The Devil's Rejects, so I got to get that DVD signed.
Okay.
Just like I got Bill Mosley to sign and Sid Haig to sign.
Oh,
Now,
rest in peace, Sid.
Yeah, Sid was a sweet guy.
I didn't get to interact with him a lot, but when I was around him, he was very nice to me.
Yeah,
So
he was very nice
happy
to
with
everyone.
that interaction.
Now, the one thing I want to do, because I already got Bill and Sid to sign that DVD, it's a bit of a long shot. I want to get the Zombies to sign it. And I know not too long ago he turned 60, and he looks.
No way.
Yeah, he looks fantastic.
He looks amazing for that age.
Well, you know
His
how
wife still looks like a hottie too.
like how rock stars live their rock star life and their
Yeah.
health looks terrible. Axl Rose being one of them.
Yeah.
Come on, you gotta look at him, man.
Oh, proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. If you're into GNR, I'm sorry, I'm just calling it like it is. He really looks terrible. It doesn't matter how many times he sings Paradise City or Welcome to the Jungle or November Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that meme where it's like a picture of him when he was young, and a girl's like, "Why can't I find a guy like this?" And then he's like replying, "Hey," and she's like, "Ew, no," and he's like, "I am literally that guy in the picture."
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ego has been crushed.
Yeah, and it not only got crushed, it crash landed. But yeah, aside from that, myself, aside from Shock Stock this year, there's a couple concerts I wouldn't mind doing. There's been someone pining me to for me to go to Ottawa. I haven't confirmed that because I have a lot of stuff that I got to look after this year, like most of us do. But I do know Shock Stock's always going to be a given. And I do.
That's kind of like your big thing that you do.
Yeah. It's literally, I don't book a lot of vacation time from work, so it's literally my vacation time. I know this month, if it happens, I may possibly be in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Ooh.
Right now, some stuff is just being ironed out, and until we get it ironed out, then I'll go to Niagara-on-the-Lake this month. It's going to be a lot more involved with that, so I'm not going to get into details or specs. Also, what else? Look for more abandoned places to look for more graffiti. Concert trips. I know I can't do post-concert videos here because the whole copyright thing, and I kind of no, I get it. Unless you're doing original material, then that's fine. And I'm not exactly musically inclined to do that.
Well, there are the do's and then there are the can'ts, So
I know my do's.
Definitely can't.
I know my can'ts, and that is something I can't. So one thing we can do is we're gonna smoke cigars.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I'm gonna basically brought something I like to call budget-friendly cigars.
These won't break the bank.
Yeah, these ones, they are so good cigars. If anyone ever asks me what's a good brand name of cigar to smoke, I have no problems mentioning Brickhouse Cigars.
Brickhouse, okay.
Yeah. Just on Cigar Chief, and they're, as far as customer reviews goes, just over 4 stars.
Yeah.
Slow burn, stays even and burns well, start to finish. Smoke has notes of cocoa, sweetness with rich blend of flavor profile.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
That sounds yummy.
Yeah. Categories: Chief's Picks, non-Cuban cigar, 5x54, which I have, and it's from JC Newman Cigar Company. So they've been around for 80 years. Yeah. So. Single cigar, which Sky's got in his hand. Brand is Brickhouse. It's from Nicaragua. Nicaragua, great country with good cigars. It's a Robusto. Length is 5. Ring gauge is 54. Wrapper is Brazilian. I can't even speak. I'm sure you probably know what it is if you know the cigar. The binder and filler is Nicaraguan, and the score, 87. So it's a pretty decent cigar. Reviews...
It's a brick house. It's mighty.
Lot of 4s, lot of 5s. One person was disappointed with it. That's fine. Not everyone's going to be okay with it.
We will be the judge in this video.
Yeah, and that's the stuff I've read from Cigar Chief, which is a website, which they're a Canadian website for cigars. They're based out of Deseronto, Ontario. And I think that's somewhere in Belleville. I have an idea where Belleville is. I have no idea where Deseronto is. So, it's a dark leaf.
Oh, wow.
Want a whiff?
That is like Christmas chocolate. You know what I mean? Like the pot of gold smelling stuff. Oh, that is dark chocolatey. Holy smokes.
And you can tell it's a Brickhouse by its signature label.
Oh. Madura.
Yeah. Yeah, so overall...
That is a sweet looking stogie. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Careful.
I don't want to take your finger.
It's not the first time.
Yeah, right.
What happened to your hand?
That? Oh, I burned it like on New Year's Eve. I was working overnight and it got crazy busy and I spilled some hot grease on me, but I'm doing much better now. It's actually healed very quickly. This was like completely scabbed and just nasty. And he saw it, and Teresa saw it. Teresa actually came over and like bandaged me up, and they were like, "You're getting old. You can't heal as fast. Don't do this." And this is like literally 2 weeks worth of healing, and I'm already like,
That's impressive.
yeah, exactly. I haven't healed this fast since like before my 30s. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
All right, let's do this.
All right. That's decent.
That was very nice.
Definitely love the dark wrapper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before you give us flack about not using cedar planks, I will be honest with you. I was in a hurry to get to an early morning appointment.
You have failed this city.
I don't know. I think there's been more people that have failed this city.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But, again, ideally cedar planks would be ideal to light these things up with, but it's just do whatever makes you happy.
We're on the fly today. Instead of having like hard liquor, we're just gonna do a nice little Stella.
This is nice. This is really nice. I've always been partial to Brickhouse cigars, and I've never had any real issue with them.
Tastes good.
Yeah.
I like it.
I know not too long ago I did a review of pistachio liqueur
Ooh,
from Italy.
Nice.
And also the Dubai chocolate bar. And that was also with pistachios in it. And it was literally...
You Italians, you know what to do with pistachios. I remember I was at an Italian festival, and my friend was like, "You have got to try this gelato." And I was like, "Sure." And, that pistachio just hits in the right spot. It's just such a great feeling on the tongue.
Oh, it's
like,
incredible.
Oh my god! Like, there's nothing on this earth that tastes like it. Like literally, like when you have pistachios in your mouth, it's like this is unique.
There was a Christmas cake. It's called panettone, and it is. We usually get them during Christmas time. My dad got. He usually goes all out just on panettone. He buys like
really?
On average, on the low, he usually brings home no fewer than 4.
Oh my!
In some cases, he's brought home as many as 6.
Oh jeez.
And there was one that he brought over that caught my attention, and I told him, "We got to keep that here, okay?" Because and he said, "Why?" I told him that's got pistachios in it.
Yep.
We got to keep that here, and yeah, I'm glad he did. And it is, I mean, as far as desserts goes, it is myself personally, as far as top desserts in the world. Panettone, depending which one you get, is up there. This is personal opinion. My mom's tiramisu.
Oh, I've been hearing so much about tiramisu lately.
If you can get it homemade, better. Yeah, because my mom used mascarpone cheese. She used espresso coffee, Grand Marnier, Italian ladyfinger cookies.
Okay. And
also, I believe, chocolate cocoa. And it is literally the best cheesecake you'll ever find. And,
oh my.
Yeah, and also...
I can make it super easy. I used to make it all the time.
Oh, this is good to know.
As long as he does it right, then we good.
I trust the Red Seal chef.
Hey, if you're a Red Seal chef, I got no issue. And also, a personal favorite of mine, it's an Indian dessert, which is found in a lot of Indian restaurants. Gulab jamun.
Oh.
It is basically like round ball of dough like this size, and it is like just covered in hot syrup.
Nice.
And it complements after eating a nice Indian meal.
It's been a while since I've had Indian food.
Yeah, I'm about the same thing as well.
I wonder if Jewel of India is still open.
That's in downtown, right?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been downtown, so I don't know if it's still open. But that was like my favorite place for like anything. I used to get the cashmere chicken with some naan bread. Just, so good.
The wood
It-
in the market's really good.
I haven't spent any time in the core for quite a while, other
Yeah.
than
The new building went up.
really.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's new to you, but I drove by. I was like, oh wow, that came out of nowhere.
Well, we need more high rises in the core.
Well, that's definitely happening. There are definitely more high rises. That's for sure.
Yeah, and also not only that, the whole NIMBYism needs to go away in this city, or actually needs to go away. Period.
NIMBYism?
Not in my backyard.
Oh.
There's only one person I can think of that was a very prominent NIMBY in this city. I haven't heard much from her, and it's probably for the best. Because she got chased out of Toronto with her shit.
Oh my.
And then she got chased out of Hamilton.
Oh my.
That's basically the wrong city to do that in.
Yeah.
And then she made it back home to London because she's originally from here. And yeah, she tried to do the same thing right after the city gave the okay for amplified music on bar patios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a huge thing about it, and the city, a lot of people in the city didn't let her live it down. Kind of hilarious in some ways. But no, this is pretty good.
It's more bland than I thought, like, from the aroma that it gave off. Like, I thought it would have a more, like, dark chocolatey taste. Like, it's got a very, I don't want to say muted, but it's not as potent as I thought it would be. You know what I mean? Like, it's still drawing nice, but it's not as tasty as I thought it was going to be. It doesn't taste bad. It's just not as tasty as
No,
it
I get
smelled.
it. I've smoked different types of Brickhouse cigars. This is the first one I've smoked this one. So it's not too bad. So I do hear what you're saying.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, it's pretty decent. Like if I was having maybe like a hot chocolate.
Yeah, maybe that, like, maybe the beer isn't the best pairing with this. Maybe that's what the problem is. Like,
If there was a chocolate porter, then yeah. That would be my guess.
yeah, that's
Like-
probably my fault.
No, don't beat yourself up.
Don't you have hot chocolate?
I do, but I don't have any milk.
There's cream.
Oh, good point. Well, I've got those, like, chocolate balls where you...
I remember those, yeah.
I gave you a couple, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that work out? You like those?
They weren't bad. I didn't actually use it for their intended use.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Like, if anything, I ended up eating them more than anything.
Oh my goodness.
That was messy.
I got so stoned I ate everything in the cupboard.
I don't think
Those were supposed to be for the dog.
I don't think I've ever been that stoned in a long time.
Oh, I remember in my 20s, I remember I polished off a box of stale crackers, and I remember before the stoning, I would never, ever, ever have, like, even wasted a thought on that. And then I got stoned, and then, oh, you know what? That box of crackers ain't gonna live long.
You want to know what?
And I remember they were stale the whole time I'm eating them. Like, these are stale. Ugh.
You want to know what's
Munch.
You want to know what's a great movie to watch while you're stoned?
Oh, sure.
Gremlins 2.
Oh my God! Right? I don't know why. I've seen it twice in the last 2 months. It's great. Like, it's just awesome.
Like the moment that they start laughing and you're already stoned.
Yeah, it's like it's really wasted on children. It's for adults. You got to watch it in a completely different frame of mind, and like watch the first one sober, but then get stoned and watch
The second
the
one.
second one and just enjoy.
Is there supposed to be a third one?
I saw a poster, and the poster had like a stormy sky with a 747 airplane, and it said Gremlins 3. And I'm watching that, I'm like, that is exactly what Gremlins needs to be. It needs to be on an airplane, it needs to be horrible, and like, I can't wait.
And in a storm.
And there's nothing.
Maybe it got axed.
Maybe, or like there is a Gremlins cartoon they are making. There's season 2 right now, and I did watch season 1, and it's basically the old man that owned Gizmo when he was a kid.
Oh, okay.
So it's like in the 1930s or 20s.
Okay, so basically somewhere in the Far East.
Way Far East, and like modernization is just finally starting to hit the country, and there's trains just barely, and there's still a lot of like strong culture aspects.
What platform is that on, though?
I watch it on cable, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah, but
if it wasn't Netflix, it was something like Prime.
I don't have a lot of streaming services because I'll be honest with you, the only thing I watch other than stuff out of my media collection is just stuff on YouTube, and that's about it these days.
I'm finding it very hard to explore new movies and new anything, because I was noticing this phenomenon is when we were kids in the 80s and 90s, they didn't really remake or remix music at all. Like who wanted to hear Ooh Lollipop in a new kind of techno way? Like we just didn't do it. But in the last like year and a half, I have heard 8 songs remade from old songs from my childhood. So it just kind of goes to show how awesome the music was in the 80s and 90s, because they didn't remake stuff from the 60s and 70s.
I think Lollipop was in the 50s.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like, like there was nothing in the like 50s, 60s, 70s that I can think of off the top of my head.
Remix of that somewhere.
I'm sure there's that one song, like the Popcorn song, and there's like something else that somebody did that
there
was...
there is a video game that did use that song.
I think so. But like the examples from our childhood are few and far between, whereas right now modern music they can only rip off. Like there's this girl called Dalupa or something like that.
Dia Lupa?
Yeah. And she...
Or Dua Lipa.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
She's a very pretty girl, very talented, but she is helping Elton John re-sing one of his old songs. I think it's Rocket Man. And then...
I'm surprised because I was under the impression he was going to just call it a day.
No, he's still doing stuff with... and him and her are doing his song. And then... what's that one song, I Can Never Be Your Woman by
White Town.
Yeah. She does that song. So I'm trying to explain to my 20-something coworker who's listening to this song. He's like, oh, I love this song. I'm like, this song is a remake of a song from the 90s. And I go to show him, and I'm 20 years his senior, and I'm trying to not sound old, but I've forgotten what the music video for White Town looked like. It's in black and white, scratchy 1920s filter. So I'm showing this to him, and he thinks this woman knocked off a song from the 20s, and I'm like, oh my God. And it's like a guy singing I Could Never Be Your Woman, so he's like, you guys did woke trans stuff in the 90s? I'm like, oh my God, we invented this stuff, dude. Like, you don't know anything about your past. And it's fascinating and frustrating all in the same breath, trying to introduce like younger people to good music. And I know when I was a kid, my grandparents and my parents said, oh yeah, we grew up with good stuff, but they didn't, because I grew up with the best stuff, and it's obvious there's a difference.
No shit.
Very obvious. Like, you see the cartoons these poor bastard kids need to watch these days, and they're like, got no elbows, and they're all flippity floppity. Meanwhile, we had anatomically correct Thundercats, like penises and vaginas. Like, it was all there for us to see. Like, we had a hell of a great childhood. A horny one, but a hell of a great childhood. And then Sailor Moon came along, and it's just like, God damn, they're not even trying. Don't put clothes on the bitches. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I think there was a lot of stuff that predated Sailor Moon that was done.
Well, my point is that all the stuff in the 80s and 90s before that was just amazing and epic. And then now these poor kids, like, I just feel so sorry for their entertainment, because it's things like Adventure Time, like, not Adventure Time. Adventure Time is good, but the Adventure Time artwork is horrible, and that is what everyone is doing now with, like, their shows. And it's just like, I like Craig of the Creek, and
actually, if you really want to mess them up, there's one music video I sometimes make people watch.
Oh, which one?
It's from a group that I would love to see. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to because, well, at the time, some stuff happened to me and some stuff happened to them. They did do their tour, but they didn't go to do their Toronto show. I got refunded my ticket, which was great, but I still wanted to see them. I would have preferred to have seen them, but it didn't happen. The Avalanche.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great band from Australia. The one video that I introduced to them, and it usually causes them nothing but more or less a visual headache, I would describe it as. The song is Frontier Psychiatrist.
Interesting.
I'll show it to you when this is done.
Okay.
And I posted the video on someone's wall,
Okay.
and they when I seen them about a few days later, so some people asked me, "What the hell did you post on his wall?" Like, it was literally the weirdest thing we've ever seen.
Give it time. There's always something new. Or in my case, something old to introduce to the new ones.
Well, it's just it took them 16 years to release a second album, because after the first album,
That's a hell of a contract.
no, after the first album, they ran into a lot of copyright issues,
Oh, no.
and they couldn't do any new material until all that stuff was done. I don't know why it took 16 years to resolve, but
Well, you got to make money, so that's a lot of Big Macs to flip, right? So.
well, it's just right after it got resolved, and cooler heads prevailed. They got together and said, "Let's make this second album," and the second album was a certified hit,
Oh,
plain
good.
and simple.
Good, good.
And then they ended up doing a third album, and I haven't heard anything about a fourth album, but I really hope there's a fourth album, and I really hope there's a North American tour, because I still want to see them. And hopefully it'll happen at better circumstances. Hopefully I do see them with better circumstances.
Well, here's hoping.
Oh yeah, easy. Outside of that, yeah, I don't have a heck of a lot going on. As far as concerts goes, there
Well,
was...
it's still the beginning of the year. Like,
I know. As far as concerts goes, there was one I was planning on getting tickets for, and then after I found out some stuff about the singer, it was like,
Oh, no.
I'm not going to get into it, because I'm not going to make this channel this. I want to be as...
You need to separate the artist from the art.
yeah, and it's just great band. I'm not going to name names. I'll leave that for you to figure that out.
Ooh, detective work. Yay.
Yeah, so good luck finding who that is. If you know who it is, just then you know who it is. But it's just after someone I know that did some digging around on them, I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, I like them, but now this changes my worldview of them.
That tends to happen when you get to know the real person involved in the... Like, that's the thing. No one's perfect. And, like, granted, you know, I'm not defending scumbags. Like, that's not the point of this. But, like, we have to keep in mind that, like, nobody is perfect. And when we start putting people into the public eye, people start, like, romanticizing them as human beings. And human beings are flawed. Like,
Oh yeah, not only that, also the other thing is, there's a saying, I think, never meet your heroes, or don't put people on pedestals, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of doing that. Well, I met fair number of my heroes. They've been pretty decent humans to my knowledge. The one thing I will be guilty of is I sometimes put the wrong people on pedestals.
Yeah.
And
I've done that.
And it's just, that's not exactly a healthy thing. Plain and simple.
Especially when those people don't know how to react to that kind of adoration, and they, like, take full advantage of it. Not realize that they're taking advantage of it.
Well, what do you think so far?
I don't know if I like it or not. I'm kind of...
It's kind of flat, though.
Yes, thank you. It's
Yeah.
like, it's very tasteless. Like, I'm smoking it.
Like, it's not a bad cigar.
But-
It does have the chocolate notes, that I mentioned. But
Yeah, but it's not hitting as hard. Like, we've had more... Like, I remember about, was it 3 cigars ago or 4 cigars ago, we had something so chocolatey.
Was that the Ferguson Jenkins one?
That sounds familiar.
That was
Maybe
that was the
what it
previous one.
No,
Yeah.
not the last one.
That
The
was
last
a-
one wasn't that chocolatey.
No, I know it was the Ferguson. No,
I remember it was like a couple of cigars ago, and it was so like candy, like it was just dessert. It was a dessert cigar. I remember saying that during the video.
Oh, okay.
So like it was very sweet, very properly chocolatey. This smelled literally like when we opened it out of the wrapper, it smelled like a box of pot of gold, you know, the Christmas chocolates. And I'm like, oh my, this is gonna be great. And I start hauling on it, and you get the note, like he said, you get the chocolate notes. But
Yeah, it's
as I've continued to smoke it, I'm noticing it less and less and less. It's getting less powerful, less pungent.
yeah, it's just I've smoked Brickhouse cigars before. This is it's not a knock on Brickhouse cigars and JC Newman.
It's just this particular one is
Yeah,
not.
like this
their
is
best,
this
that's
is a
all.
decent cigar. I mean, they make decent cigars. I've had them. This one right here, I'll be honest with you, it is flat. I don't have anything bad to say about the company that made it because they do
No.
really good cigars, but it's just sometimes
This might be a short video. I'm just saying. Like
Sometimes if-
normally our videos are about 2 hours because we are enjoying it and we're taking our time with it and it tastes good. But I'm probably not going to finish this. I'm probably going to like smoke half of it.
Yeah, I'll see how far I can go with this. But overall, I'll be honest with you. My experience with this, it is flat.
Not bad.
Yeah,
It's not bad. We've had bad ones. We've had bad ones, but this is just it's just not doing it. You know, it's not like, oh wow, this is blowing my mind. It's a
Like,
taste
I'm-
for the tongue. No,
I'm
it's-
thinking ideally, if we had like a beer that was like a chocolatey stout.
I blame maybe the pairing. Like I was just excited to, like, you know, I had some Stella. I got my cups, so I was like, yeah, let's use them. But now I'm thinking we should have probably gone with like a chocolate liqueur or something like that.
Oh, no worries. We'll plan
Next
it.
time, children. Next time.
We'll plan it ahead of time, and I'll send you the details of whatever it is we're going to smoke.
That's probably a better idea.
Yeah.
That way I can prepare the proper pairing.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, overall, it's like it smokes well. It hasn't canoed or anything, and,
No,
and
like-
it's a decent cigar.
Mine's kind of doing a dip, but it's not canoeing.
Yeah. Like overall, it's a decent cigar. I'm not going to mince words. It smells
yep,
great,
yep.
but it's just.
Oh,
I just hate to
On
say
a
it.
scale of 1 to 10, where are you at?
6.5.
Yeah, I'd say 6. I was definitely thinking 6. So
Yeah.
he's thinking 6.5. I'm thinking 6.
Like, it's not a bad cigar. Like, I've smoked.
We've just had better. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, like it's decent enough to just give it at least a minimum of a 6 out of 10. But overall, Brickhouse cigars, they're really good. They're really good cigars to smoke. This one, sorry, it's just flat.
Yep.
And if we don't finish it on air, again, we're just being real honest with you
Yep.
because we want to be as transparent with you as possible.
That's the whole point of these critiques, is to like let you know in advance whether or not you should waste your money.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, if you like Brickhouse and you're a big fan of the company itself, go for it. I'm not going to stop you, plain and simple. But no, I don't know. It's okay. It's not a bad cigar.
Well, like I said, it's like we've definitely had worse, and we've definitely had better. So,
Oop, shit.
no worries.
Every-
I have a vacuum cleaner. It's okay.
Every damn time.
Well, you like doing that? What do I call it? The
Yeah, Tom usually calls me Captain Longash.
no. It's Shelley Duvall. It's very Shelley Duvall of you.
But no, I do hope. Yeah, like I know that I mentioned to you off air that I or was it during the video I mentioned that there's a possibility I might go to Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Yep, at the beginning of the
Yeah.
video, you did mention a little bit of
I'm-
a visit up there,
Hoping
down there.
I'm hoping I can be able to check out some of the cigar shops in the area. There's one in Niagara Falls that I like, and it was like I mentioned to you when we started doing this earlier on. The best retail experience I've had in a brick and mortar store.
Yeah, I gotta love that.
Oh yeah. Cigar Elegance or Cigar.
Ooh.
I think that's what it was called. But yeah, they're off. They're not in the tourist trap of Niagara Falls, which is great. So it's
Good.
just away from it. They got a nice parking lot. So if you're coming in to Niagara Falls, you can park in the parking lot. If you live in Niagara Falls, if you drive or use their bus system or Uber, they could drop you off in the parking lot, and you can go ahead and get whatever it is you want. And yeah, overall decent experience. Beer's nice though.
Thank you. One of my customers works at the factory here in town and just gave me a case. I was like, okay, fine, thank you.
Can't go wrong with that.
I like free beer.
Sometimes it depends on the beer.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely some free things that are definitely not usable. But
Oh, I know.
it's the thought that counts.
That's all it is. That's all it is. I know myself personally. Yeah, I know this year I'm turning 50. The one thing I'm hoping for is that there's one beer that I don't want because it just really tastes terrible, and it's 50.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh.
I
have not been that poor in a long time.
it's not an issue of being poor. It's just an issue of having taste buds.
You know, Labatt 50 is good for making beer batter.
I'll take your word on it.
That's true. I have noticed a lot of people will use 50 for beer batter.
It's just...
I think even my mom did that once.
Like, I'll be honest with you. When I do turn 50, I have no intentions of drinking 50. I'll have...
Don't do that to yourself, sir. That's not irony. That's
No, I've done a lot of terrible things
that's
to myself.
Self-hatred.
Where I've actually hated myself. So it's just, if I'm going to have a beer, my beer has to come from Quebec. I'm sorry. That's just how I am with Canadian beers.
Yeah.
If there is a microbrew in Ontario that hits it out of the park, yeah, I'm going to support them. Anderson's being one of them. Forked River being another one. Those are my two favorite ones here in the city. Because they do good beer, and also with Forked River and with Anderson's, if you wanted to order food and just stay in there, you can.
Oh.
So that's one thing I do
Nice.
like.
Oh.
Yeah, this isn't bad. I will finish this, but it's just, yeah, like I said, it's flat. There's not much else I can say.
Yep.
But yeah, I think overall we're being generous, giving this at least 6.5.
Yep. I feel comfortable with that. Like, it's not a 5. It's not a 5. It's not a 7.
Yeah. Yeah, overall. But still, it sort of helps you just chill out for a bit and just be in a good spot.
Oh yeah. Like, thanks for coming over and sharing.
Oh,
this
no
with us.
worries.
This is a good start to my weekend.
Same here. Same here. Like, with the weather being as weird as it's been, I can't even...
It got warm last night.
Yeah, and it's warmer now.
One of my drivers, I'm not kidding, was driving with his sunroof open. That's how warm it was last night. There was slush and wetness everywhere.
The only thing I can say is enjoy it now because...
Yeah, it's supposed to get damn cold.
Yeah, it's supposed to tank, and me being outside with these things, not going to happen. And I have some shorter cigars just on those colder days. Excuse me. On those colder days, I don't really see myself being outside if it's going to be that cold.
Don't get me wrong, I love me a nice brisk walk outside. I love the snow, I love the winter. I'm a big winter fan, but like you gotta be careful. Like,
oh yeah.
It's supposed to be like -40, and that is 15 minutes until frostbite, literally. So time yourself good.
Chocolate, try it with that.
All right.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna have hot chocolate. But no, it's just I've played hockey in those temperatures, and yeah, I'll be honest with you from personal experience. I did go to my locker after the game was over, but I didn't go remove my gear. I ended up going back to where I was staying and just removed it there because it was going to be a lot warmer.
Yeah, might as well.
Like playing
Take your skates off, put your boots back on, and just keep on trucking.
Oh yeah. But because I remember playing one game where it dropped, or it started at -12, and that's kind of comfortable.
Yeah.
And it dropped to as low as -41.
Yikes.
And that's not wind chill I'm factoring.
No. No.
That was the actual temperature. And yeah, that wasn't my most memorable moments of hockey.
No, you're like, when you get that cold, you can't remember anything. Like, I remember I was at like a Christmas parade, and a friend of mine asked me to do it, and I thought I was gonna be warm enough. I dressed up as a Ghostbuster, and I was not warm enough. And my buddy was Iron Man, and he got heat stroke while wearing that, even though it was like minus 15.
How did he get heat stroke?
The costume was too hot, apparently. And
Damn.
and we ended up getting out of the parade before the parade actually started because we were so damn cold. And I do remember being there for several hours, but I could not tell you anything other than I was just cold.
You were in the elements for several hours before the parade?
But yeah, I was just waiting for the parade to start, and then while we were just waiting for the parade to start, him and I got too damn cold, he got too damn hot, and it was fascinating. Like I to this day I still don't even remember. Like I know I talked to people, I know I saw people, but I couldn't tell you anything about that night except that I was too damn cold.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I've done photography trips out of town where it was that cold. I've taken photos all throughout the city where it was that cold, and I could only stay out for just so long before I just decided to just put all my gear in my book bag and just walked it to the bus stop as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
It's just the one thing that kind of bugs me is there's no warming centers.
Yeah.
Like, not enough of them.
We used to have them like 20 years ago. They were all over the damn place on patios and stuff. I remember walking downtown like cold, cold, warm, cold, cold, warm, warm. And then like even the library had like a warm spot out front.
Oh, I know.
And now it's like, well, the downtown's not livable. It's not really. It's not the hub anymore that it used to be. Like the Starbucks is gone, the McDonald's is gone.
Oh, I know.
I think there was a Tim Hortons or an A&W there. That might be gone.
The A&W is long gone. I was gonna ask.
Oh wow, okay.
I was gonna ask Edie about the A&W, but it's just he's got too much on his plate as it is booking shows and stuff. It's like, no, I don't really feel the need to ask him why it's gone because it just seems absolutely unnecessary filler for him.
But they haven't put anything new into those spots, and that's just like it's killing commerce.
It's not just the core; it's the whole city, man. Like,
well, the city's always been a student-run economy, and that's great.
The problem with the downtown core was all the constant construction that was constantly
That
going on there.
all right, so we got some hot chocolate.
All right.
All right, beer wasn't exactly the most ideal
Not the
pairing
best
for
pairing with this, but
if we had, again, like I said, if we had a chocolate stout, then that would be better. Overall. Oh, Aaron, this is brilliant.
Thanks, bud.
All right, this is much better.
Yeah, we should have done that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right.
We still got another one. We'll just stick that back in the fridge.
Yeah. Overall, now if we were going to have beer, like I said, a chocolate porter would do the trick. I can't recommend which brand of chocolate porter. I'll leave that for you to decide. But if you're looking to just do, if you're looking to have this in the winter, which we are now, but we're indoors, ideally hot chocolate will do the trick. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks, bud.
Does it improve the experience? Of
It
the
does, quite a
yeah.
bit, actually. It bumped it up to maybe a 7.
Yeah, with hot chocolate, yeah,
Yeah.
at least a solid 7.
Yeah.
Um,
It definitely makes what the pairing, like, you got to be careful with your pairing.
yeah, overall on its own, at least a 6, but if you pair it with the right thing, then it could be bumped up
Yep, totally.
exponentially.
Totally.
What if you pair it with a joint?
That's for after we hit the stop button.
Yeah, but no, overall, actually one of the worst things I've ever seen online. Now it's your turn. One of the worst things. This was one of the worst things I've seen online on YouTube video. Someone actually made a joint, and it was like, wow, that's absolutely terrible. And they used onion to make the joint.
Oh no!
Oh, like onion leaves to wrap it?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I was like, all right, you are very committed to your channel to do this.
Yeah, that's
and,
impressive. I don't know if I'm disgusted or impressed.
Uh,
Probably a little both. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is both. But overall, yeah, it was. I was extremely disgusted by the whole thing watching it. I was like, why are you...
And you were right to do so.
I was like wondering, what the hell? And I shared a photo. One of my friends posted. He basically called it a blunion.
Oh my god.
He's not wrong. It's an onion blunt. And it was like...
Speaking of blunt, my one driver, he introduced me to a show that Patrick Stewart did about 8 years ago called Blunt Talk, and it's Patrick Stewart off the rails. Like, I think in the first episode he picks up a transvestite hooker and gets pulled over by the cops, and he's ex-military, and he does this talk show on the radio, and I showed Aaron and Teresa the trailer for it, and it's just so obnoxiously crazy. And apparently there's a couple of seasons of it too, so I gotta find this Blunt Talk, and it has nothing to do with the marijuana or blunts or anything like that. It's just Patrick Stewart being a crazy motherfucker on TV for like an entire season, and he's just like some sort of radio personality.
You know, Patrick Stewart, if he did want to pick up a transvestite, he'd have no problem with it.
Well, he's married.
Even with him being married, I don't think he would.
I think you just asked Ian McKellen to put on a dress.
Yeah, basically. Just like,
What's he doing these days, Ian McClellan?
I saw him talking to Patrick Stewart, like, in a video. They were just, like, having a little conversation. I don't know how old it was, but, like, that was the last time I saw him doing anything.
It's been a while since I've heard anything from him.
Did he retire?
From acting?
Yeah.
I think he might have.
Like, I'm trying to remember if there was, like, a final thing he did.
Well, a lot of those actors, they're getting... I don't want to critique their age or anything, but it's just they're getting up there to the point where you just can't
Live forever.
Yeah, but some actors keep on acting until they're dead, and then you're like, oh no, now we have to replace this guy because we still have 2 more seasons to go.
The only actor I can there's only a small number of actors I can think of that they were able to do that. Like the last 3 episodes of the main part of Star Wars, they had to get what's that, Peter Cushing, I believe.
Yeah, they CGI'd him up because he'd been dead for years.
Yeah, and they wanted him to finish the series, and they did, but he was all CGI'd.
Yeah.
Which, nothing wrong with that. I don't have an issue with that, but...
I personally don't. In fact, that's probably the only way we're going to get certain movies and stuff. I just saw... I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw something on YouTube, and someone had turned the Dark Empire story into a Star Wars Christmas special animation story. So you're watching it, and it looks like droids, but it's got Han and Luke in it. And then, after I saw that video, someone posted, I believe it was an AI-generated video, and it was basically the exact same shit, only young Mark Hamill doing all the parts. And it was obviously AI. It's not perfect, but it really like made me go, oh my goodness, like all the great things you want to see that aren't being made by the producers in Hollywood. For example, and I don't want to be the guy that sounds like he's vouching for AI, but I honestly think that that's how we're going to get our Gargoyles movie. I think that's how we're going to get our Darkwing or our Thundercats movie, because no producer is willing to make what we want to watch. And Hollywood's got this stupid ass thing like, oh, the people don't know what they want until you give it to them. No, we've been telling you for years what we want. We want X-Men in normal costumes, not black leather. We don't want realism. We want to make the comics real. There's a big honking difference between realism and turning a comic book real.
Embrace the absurdity of the comic.
Exactly. Like, that's why Deadpool's doing so well, because it embraces the absurdity, and it really wants to bring more absurdity into it. but it can't because of the limitations set to it by producers and directors and other people who don't know the subject matter.
The one thing I don't, I love the Deadpool franchise. Don't get me wrong.
It's great.
I absolutely love it. And I was upset that it didn't get
I'm
nominated.
honestly considering forcing you to watch Deadpool versus Wolverine before you leave.
At some point, I will watch it, and I do
You
plan
could
on
watch it right after we hit stop. Like, we could hit stop in the next 5 minutes, and like we could make you watch a very, very good movie.
I would like that, but I do have a lot of stuff later today.
Oh no! Your weekend is getting off to a great start with a great movie.
Hey, if you got a copy of it I can borrow, I can watch it.
I wish. He's got a copy, but he's not here.
it's not here.
My copy's on the streaming service, so.
No, but I do plan on getting a physical copy of the movie. The one thing I do like about that I like with Deadpool, I remember years ago. What was the game store before GameStop?
EB?
That's it. I remember going to the EB Games in the mall that I work at, and I was just taking a huge gamble to try to find a copy of the PS3 version of the game.
Okay.
And they had the last copy in the country.
Oh, the Deadpool game?
Yeah, and
I know that game, yeah.
I have the game. I do play it periodically. I haven't played it for a while. It's just stuff has happened, and I have to take care of stuff. And I will get back into playing the rest of the absurdity of that game.
It's definitely an odd game. Like, I watched the movie YouTube upload. It's like 2 hours long, and it's not your Ryan Reynolds Deadpool.
No.
It's a completely different critter.
But still, it's a fun game to play.
It's Deadpool. It's definitely Deadpool. It's just what Deadpool was before Ryan Reynolds
and this was
appropriated it.
Yeah, if this was like, if you're gonna have a Deadpool animated series, that was the way to go.
There's been some good Deadpool in animation, like Hulk versus Wolverine. That Deadpool is great. There's an episode of one of the Spider-Mans. I don't know which Spider-Man cartoon it is, but Deadpool has a quick little cameo.
Yeah.
And he says some very interesting things to get around the censors.
I know.
Like, he says, like, I believe he coined the term unalive. And Spider-Man's like, why are you saying that? And he's like, oh, well, because we can't say dead in front of the kiddies. And then he's like, so we're just going to say unalive. We're going to unalive some henchmen. And Spider-Man's like, I don't unalive people.
No, but Deadpool does.
Yeah, but not during that particular cartoon. They kept it as kid-friendly as they could, but it was definitely one of those episodes where, like, oh, there's some adult jokes, and they're not going to get it until they're much older and rewatch this, just like Bugs Bunny.
Man, I haven't watched Bugs Bunny cartoons in quite a while.
They still make them.
Oh, I know.
It's the animation is not the same. It's the
No, I mean like the original.
lack of elbows.
No, I mean the original Bugs Bunny.
The good one.
Like, I remember, there was one with him, Daffy Duck, and Elmer Fudd, and Bugs Bunny were going back and forth. It's
the rabbit season,
it's rabbit season,
hunting season. Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Have you seen Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers movie?
There was a movie?
Yes, and it's not a Chip and Dale's movie. It is Roger Rabbit Part 2.
Sweet.
So if you liked Roger Rabbit, you need to watch Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, the live action movie, because it is literally the sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And it's not like, oh, the continuation with Jessica and Roger. No, it's Toontown with people. So it's that movie, that same feeling you got when you saw Daffy Duck and Donald Duck on the same stage, when you saw Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny parachuting together. Like, it has that feeling when you watch this Chip and Dale Rescue. And I love Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, the cartoon. So when I saw the trailer for the live action, I was like, I'm not watching this. This is garbage. And I can't remember how I got suckered into watching it. But it gets you from the get-go. And the whole time I was watching it, I was entertained. And the whole time I'm watching, I was like, this is the unofficial sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I will watch it at the drop of a hat. And Post Malone redid Rescue Ranger song,
Sweet.
and it's just as good. I can listen to both and enjoy both. I can listen to the original and I can listen to Post Malone's version, and it's great. I highly recommend Chippendale's Rescue Rangers.
I like Post Malone. I like what he did
He's
during.
a good guy.
Yeah, he's a real good guy. I like what he did during with that waitress during the Christmas rush.
He does tons of things like that. Like, he's a good... Like, I saw him on this radio show, and he's, like... There's this guy, Charlemagne the God, and he's just the most arrogant.
I know who you're talking
He's
about.
so arrogant. He's so negative. He's just, like... Just the worst person on that show. And he's ribbing at Post Malone, and Post Malone has no idea where this negativity is coming from. And he's trying to, like, teach this guy how to be a better person. Just with, like... And he's not, like... preaching, he's not Bible thumping, he's not being a jerk. He's just, dude, why are you focusing on the negative? Why can't you see the positive in anything? And his coworkers start like, dude, he's totally calling you out. You totally see the negative in everything. And
no, unfortunately, a lot of people just, it sucks, and I hate to say it, more often than not, a lot of people tend to focus on the negative. I've been guilty of it. You've been guilty of it.
Yeah.
We're human. I hate to say it, but it's just.
I think there's a definite... Like I hate to think in binary of like ones and zeros and things like that, but I honestly think that one of the things that is causing so much cognitive dissonance in the society that we live in right now is that there's two types of people in the world, and there are more of the one type of person, and that is the people with the I deserve mindset versus the people that are grateful for whatever they have mindset. And when you're grateful for everything and anything you have, your life is just blessed. You just like, everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. But if you're in that I deserve this mindset, I deserve a good job, I deserve a girlfriend, I deserve a boyfriend, I deserve friends, I deserve this, I deserve money, whatever it is you think you deserve will lead you into this negative pit of like just absolute destruction, because you're trying to get what you think you deserve instead of appreciating and being grateful for what you have. And I'm really noticing this in my friend circle, in my like work circle, in my family circle. Like, I'm really noticing the people that think they deserve shit versus the people that think that like everything is awesome because of how grateful they are.
Do something particularly wonderful at home, and I'm like, oh baby, I think I deserve a blowjob from this. Am I somehow wrong?
No, I know.
He's married. That's why he can talk like that.
Yeah, whereas we're not. So
I don't get to talk like that.
no, it's just there's a good friend of mine, not the one I mentioned to you a while ago, but
he's been mentioning all these people I do not know.
Keep it that way. And it's just he's had a run of not so good luck, to say the least. I'm not gonna.
What is he? One of these people that has the deserve mindset or the I'm grateful mindset?
It's just he, because he's married and his wife died from cancer, and he wants to get back in the dating scene, and he's hinted.
He thinks he deserves.
No, he's hinted at us about eventually wanting to get a girlfriend, and I've told him, dude, you're not ready to leave the starting gate on that race.
Yeah, if he thinks he deserves a girlfriend right now, he's
like. And I've told him
he should be grateful for being alone so that he can work on himself. That's
what I've told him. Work on yourself, and then when you actually do the work on yourself, by all means, man. If you want to go out and get a girlfriend, go ahead and get a girlfriend. A lot of us, like myself, I've been asked before to do the wingman thing, and I was like, no, I really don't want to do it.
I can't wingman. I'm a horrible wingman. I'm like trying to be a wingman, and then I end up taking the girl home, and that is the opposite of what the wingman is supposed to do.
Hey, I got no qualms about this. But,
well, I score, but that's not the point. My buddy was supposed to score.
No, but it's just, here's the thing. I've said this before. Before you think before you go out and start talking to people and stuff, work on yourself a bit, man. Do stuff on your own. Don't be afraid to do stuff on your own.
And don't be afraid to take all the time you need. Like seriously, like I wouldn't give this advice to women. I'd give this advice to men, and the advice is to focus on yourself.
Get healthy.
Be healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy.
And you'd be surprised that you probably won't even need a girlfriend.
Yeah, like I get it. For some people, yeah, it sucks doing stuff alone, but this is how you discover what you're about. Discover what your limitations are.
Yeah, I've always had help, and it wasn't until like I didn't have help that I learned how to stand on my own. And granted, I'm a bit of a loser as an adult, but at least I have my own bills and my own responsibilities, and like I'm not that kind of a loser, but
myself. I'm a bit of a wallflower, so that, and I'm usually.
I wouldn't call you a wallflower, sir. You're very personable.
No, I am, but for the most part, I feel like I'm a wallflower.
You know what? I take that back. You are very personable to your friends.
Thank you.
You tend to keep strangers at a arm's length.
Oh, you have to. You have to. You gotta make the time.
You know, it's funny though. Like you say that, but I'm pretty sure that's how we met. Was just strangers that like clicked. Because I remember. Like he remembers meeting me before I remember meeting him, so he probably met me like once or twice, and then on the third or second time, who's that guy? Well, that's Lewis. Oh, okay, now I know who the hell that guy is. And then every time after that, it was like, now I know who Lewis is. But it was like one of those situations where it was like,
we go out for dinner. We have.
Oh, dude, I miss going to the Honest Lawyer for wing night, but
I miss the Honest Lawyer.
The first time I remember meeting you. You had probably met me already like a couple of times.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, because I'm like, oh, who's this guy? And he's already using my name and, like, talking about things I already know. And I'm like, oh, crap, I've already talked to this guy. I've already met this guy. Oh, I feel bad. And then you just kept showing up. And I was just like, yeah, okay, we work in the same mall. And then we became really good friends. And then you started borrowing costumes. And then we started, like, winning things with our costumes. Like, oh, my God, that one Halloween night when we won, like,
all those prizes.
Oh, $600 between the three of us. It was like, you won 50, the guy, Lincoln and Meg won 150, and then I won 300, and it was
what about Mac and Jen? Because I think
they weren't there that night.
They weren't?
They were not there.
I could have sworn they were.
No, they were with us on New Year's Eve when we were doing the top hats.
I do remember that.
That was a good night.
Yeah, that was definitely a good night. What did you do for New Year's Eve this year?
This year I worked.
Really? Oh,
that's how I got burned.
Oh yeah, we had this discussion.
Yeah.
I would have thought you would have been like painting the town red or something.
I used to, but there's no place to do that anymore. Like all of our we used to go to Honest Lawyer for New Year's Eve because it was like, you know, you pay like $20 or $50 to get in. You wear your tails and your top hats and your bow ties, and the waitresses are running around with nibbles on platters and free champagne at midnight, and it's just like good music overall, and it was just a really good feeling. And then
just out of the blue, we've kind of all grown apart.
Yeah, well, now we're too old for the bars, you know. Like whenever I am forced to go to a bar, I am the oldest person there, and I am definitely not trying to pick up anything or anyone. I'm literally in the corner having my drinks. I'm not looking at the girls on the dance floor. I'm not trying to engage anyone. I'm just trying not to be the creepy guy.
Myself, if anything, no, because when I do go out, I just, even to Winks, I'll go out with a couple friends, either to Winks or to Scott's.
I miss Scott's.
Have some pints, enjoy some food.
I like Poachers.
I haven't been to Poachers in a long time.
It's been a while, but it's got that not rec room feeling, but it's definitely got that Wick feeling to it, kind of, sort of, not really.
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm calling it back.
No, but it's been a long time. I mean, even though I'm right now closer to the downtown core, it's just, I'll be honest with you, it's just, I haven't gone to the core as much as I used to. It's not...
I forget why we were driving through there the one day, but like I said, I saw a whole new tower going up. I was like, damn.
It's just... for me,
so much going on.
No, it's just for me. I haven't gone to the core in so long. It's not because I don't want to. It's just overall, it's just not there. I go straight to work, and that's it. And right now, with me going back to the gym, I'm trying to reintroduce that more and more into my life. Now that I live a lot closer, like roughly about a block away from a Good Life gym, I can just walk there, do what I need to do, and just get into it again. And I know, like when I used to play hockey, used to play baseball, it wasn't too uncommon that my workout sessions were between 2 and 4 hours. And I'll be honest with you, I'm at the point where I just can't do that anymore. So if I can go even for just 40 minutes at least then I'm slowly getting back into that rhythm right now.
It's a slow start, but once you get going, man, the muscle memory will just kick right in.
Yeah, right now the only thing I'm doing at this moment, my main focus is cardio.
Mm-hmm. It's gotta be the focus.
Until I get more cardio in, then I'll start slowly graduating to machine weights. I don't have a timeline on when I'm going to do machine weights.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
take it slow. Don't jump into it immediately, especially at your age.
It's
I gotta say the same thing to myself.
It's just that's just it. Just start.
You heading out?
Yeah, I gotta buy. I gotta go get gas, and I've gotta get. I'll wait till this is over.
I was gonna say like if I gave you my card, you want to go grab lunch for us, or if you got places to go and things to do, then never mind. I got paid today. I've got tons of money.
Well, I mean, we can go for a ride together after this and get lunch, but I do need to buy suspenders and gas.
That works.
Fair enough. Okay.
I think I'm.
Yeah, I was not gonna finish this, but that hot chocolate really brought up the taste. I'm definitely giving this a 7 now.
Yeah, if you're doing beer, like I said, with this cigar
my fault.
type,
I'm sorry, that was my fault.
No, don't worry about it. With this cigar,
I failed the city.
No, with this cigar, ideally, I'm leaning towards a chocolate porter, a chocolate stout. Would be the way to go. Hot chocolate with this, it went. It was originally a 6, but then with the hot chocolate, it just brought it up to a 7.
Definitely a 7 now.
Yeah. So that's just where we're at right now. So I think we're done.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is pretty well the conclusion of our cigar review here of Brickhouse Maduro.
Thanks for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe.
Yeah, and also like I've mentioned earlier, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers.
We need your help.
Yeah, I know with cigar videos on YouTube, they're getting limited views. With my follower count being low, I'm not nowhere near the minimum requirements for YouTube as far as.
So get on it, guys. Help us out.
Yeah, so I know that if I do get to 500 subs, I get it. I'm probably gonna have limited views. I'll live with that, and that's on me.
Yep.
But that just means I have other stuff to work on. And also, if there's a streaming platform, anyone in the comments section that has watched this video to this point, by all means, just let me know in the comments section as far as what platform to explore, and I'll explore it. And also, if anyone's got information on Twitch, if they're okay with this kind of thing, let me know. We'll do live streaming on Twitch.
No, I don't think you can even vape on Twitch.
Oh, wow.
Can I smoke cigars?
I don't think
If you can't vape, you can't smoke cigars, sir. There's a whole bucket of smoke.
Yeah, there's lots of gamer streamers who were vaping who were told no.
Well, now we know.
Okay.
Knowing is half the battle.
All right, so we got it from our friend here. You don't see him on the thing, but I got to take him on his word because he knows this stuff more than I do.
He's a smart one.
Yeah, he knows exactly with this. I know, like I said, I mentioned earlier, I don't want to do Rumble. And
BitChute.
BitChute.
What's BitChute?
You'll find out.
It's like YouTube, but it's just without any of the content restrictions. So, mind you, you're going to find lots of conspiracy nuts on there.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy!
You're going to find some whack job people on there, but there's also some good people who've moved there who were getting, YouTube restrictions. Like, oh no, you can't talk about the truth about the vaccine.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
No, I already know where I stand on that, but it's just that's not.
Do you?
That's not going to be discussed on this channel ever.
Not today.
Not ever. But no, as far as BitChute goes, so they'd be okay with this kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
All right. Do
Something
they have
else for you to research?
Do they have an app I can download on?
On your phone? I don't know.
I'll look at it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. For now, that's just homework on my end and not on anyone else's end. So yeah. Like I said in the comments section, let us know if you've smoked this. If you have, great. If you haven't,
tell us what you think.
Because we want to hear feedback. Also, like I said, just help me get to 500 subscribers, and then I could take it from there. So anyways, this is Sky, better known as London Batman.
Hey.
I'll put his Facebook page, his Instagram page, and you could go ahead, follow him and stuff.
Oh, and don't forget to look for me on Red Adores Yellow. Instagram.
Thank you. I was trying to remember what exactly other thing there was. You mentioned something else. I couldn't remember what it was. Like you said, Red adores yellow. Follow him there as well. He does some good stuff there. Overall, yeah, that's kind of about it. So we'll see you on the next video. Bye.